Okay, so recapping where I am, before I started making the layout, I have a CAD program called EasyRail. And so this was my template for my 2-layer layout. So take that after I get the board, and then I laid the track down. And as always, things never go according to plan with spaces and how the track actually fits together. So I spent the previous time cutting track and getting it all fixed together, and then doing my test clearances, putting an engine on and just making sure that my clearances are correct and that I don't have anything too close to a curve where that clearance as the engine goes around a curve causes other problems. So then I take everything off after I mark where the track is, and that's when I go and painted the black under it. I didn't use usually I use the Woodland Scenic foam road bed, but because now this time the layout is actually on the foam board, I did not use that. I'm just going to paint it black. Might put some of the gravel around certain areas, but that's what I'm going to do. So I got everything now screwed down and mounted and all my lock-ons in place. And now back under the bridge over there, it's time to make my water, and then I can mount the bascule bridge and go from there. So how I make my water is go to Home Depot and I get the OptiPlix lighting lens, which what's funny about this at Home Depot, and figure out their logic, but if you go to the lighting department, you can't find this stuff. They have very thick stuff that's like little triangles, and this one here actually looks more like a water. It's a smooth finish, non-regular. And these sheets are available over in the ceiling tile area. So you got Home Depot's logic. I don't know why they don't keep them both in the same area, but these sheets are $15 a piece, and they're in the ceiling tile place. So I will take these over there and put them down and then trace a design that I want to use, and I'll show that next. Okay, so I put the sheets under the track and made a template for where I'm going to cut it off with a Dremel tool and a cut-off wheel. So I'll follow my line. I hide the seams under a track section there. And the same thing, I'm going to have it come out just a little bit on the other side of this bridge, so the seam again will be under this bridge once I cut it down. So now I'll take this off and cut it to size and see how it looks. Okay, so I cut the pieces to fit. They're in here now. Came out on this side, so now I'll take these outside and show you how I paint them anyway. Okay, so I got it set up to be painted. With this plastic, what I find is, you got two sides. You got the rough side and you got the smooth side. I find it looks a lot better if you paint the smooth side, and that's the side that goes down on top of the layout. So it gives you more of the textured look, and the paint then shines through. Now, I am not by any stretch an artist, but this is relatively easy. I find that if you use more than one color, it looks a lot better. So what I do is I will take my white and I will do a dusting around the edges, all around in here. And then I will use a lighter blue, which will be that one, and go in there. And then as I get to the center, I finish it off with the dark blue. So you're painting in reverse. So the light colors go down first. Okay, so here goes with the white. That's all I do with that. It's over here. And the lighter color, going with the blue. And then with the darker. I'll let that dry a little while, or flip her over and show you the final result. Okay, so there it is in place. Now I'm going to go make some little pilings for those tracks that go across, and then I'll put the bridge back on. Okay, so there is the little pilings I made. That's just real thin plywood cut and painted gray to simulate cement pads. So the pilings are in, and that's the lake as designed. So. Okay, so end of today. I got all the track down. For the most part, it's been leveled properly. Got the bascule bridge in and the other bridges, and my lake is in. I can see right now that the bascule bridge is not level. I got the back screws too tight. So that's one thing about using foam board. If you over tighten, you will sink it in. So I got to relieve the pressure on a couple of those screws, make that level. But pretty productive day. And the next step will be wiring up the loops and running some test engines around to see if I got some bad switches or unlevel areas that need to be addressed. So I'll take care of them now. I'm trying to really go through this one so that I don't have any issues with that. So now we get into the tedious part of wiring switches and track power. But I do have a lock on every 4 sections of track. so I won't have any voltage drops, or at least I shouldn't. So that's going to complete this section. Next time you'll see it running, there'll be some engines running around. Have a good weekend.